All right, this is just another quick video about a subject that might seem odd to most people, and I'm not really sure where I fall on this, but this was a little debate that me and a friend had the other day, and we were talking about the event of a home invasion at night and different levels of preparedness and having weapon-mounted lights, not weapon-mounted lights, having alarm systems, having camera systems, having guard dogs, and all the stuff that we have. And one of the things that we came up with, that we were sort of arguing about, is about the sound of gunfire going off in a confined space. And, for many people, their only time shooting a gun is at a shooting range. There are hunters out there that I'm sure are listening to this, and I guess you're outdoors, and hopefully you're wearing some type of ear protection, and definitely if you're in a shooting range, I hope you're wearing ear protection. But has anyone out there actually fired a gun, or fired a gun multiple times, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 shots in a small hallway in their house? And probably not is the answer. And the point is, it's quite deafening. I have had gunshots go off around me in an enclosed area several times, and I can tell you, for a day or so, my ears are ringing. And so we were just talking about the pros and cons, basically, of having electronic earmuffs. And these are Howard Lay Impact Pro electronic earmuffs. And what these are designed to do is they are designed to block out very loud noises, but they are also designed to amplify very low noises. So when you have them on the shooting range, you don't hear any of the gunshots going off, but you could hear a range command, you could hear the guy next to you saying something, you could hear every little thing. And these have a little switch on them, and I'm not promoting these at all because there's a million types of electronic ones, but these have a little switch that you can raise or lower the volume. And I'll tell you what, when you have these on high volume, it's like having a super duper power hearing aid on, if you needed that. It really amplifies everything going around. And so, my thought was, let's say it is 3 o'clock in the morning, you're in the middle of a deep sleep, and your alarm goes off, and your dogs start barking. The first thing we're going to do is, everyone I'm sure has a bedside gun, and we're going to, grab our gun, we're going to grab our lights, which I don't have right now, but we're going to grab our lights. And, how feasible is it to think about throwing on a set of earmuffs? I know we're talking about split second. I know we're talking about tremendous adrenaline coursing through our veins. And, that might not be the first thing that you think about. But like anything else, if you practice, maybe it's not a bad idea. And I'm not talking about putting on earmuffs for preventing future ear problems. So, I'm talking about immediate ear problems because, like I said, I'm not worried about hearing loss down the line for myself. God forbid there's a home invasion. I'm worried about that hallway that we all have, whatever it is, 15, 20 feet long, sometimes with doors closed, depending if you have children or not in the house. And all these things are subjective. But let's say you don't have any kids in the house, and you could throw on these electronic earmuffs at the first sign of that alarm going off, and you'd be able to hear exactly what's going on. You might pick up a person whispering, down the hall or downstairs, and you might hear that person saying, "Go up the stairs. You go, I'll go. Do you have a gun? Do you have a knife?" Where without the earmuffs, you're not going to hear that. And I can tell you, let's say someone is coming around a corner and heading up your stairs, if you have a two-story house, and let's say you take your first shot at them, and let's say you miss. Okay, so chances are they're probably going to turn around and get the hell out of there. But what if they didn't, and you're now partially deaf or fully deaf? Because again, fire a 45 caliber pistol in a close quarters, and you will see that you're not hearing anything too well for several hours or maybe even a day later. But what if you had electronic ear protection on? You might be able to hear what that guy said. You might be able to hear whether or not he had a gun, whether or not they had a knife, whether there was one of them, two of them, three of them, four of them. You might be able to pick up all this stuff, where if you didn't have this hearing stuff on, you might not. So again, it's just there's no right or wrong on it. I welcome your guys' opinion on it. It's just something we were sort of going back and forth, and I sort of thought it was a pretty good idea. And my friend thought it was a good idea, but then, he said, hey, I'm sleeping in my underwear. I'm just running up, picking up my 12 gauge and running down the stairs, which I don't think is the best thing to do either. I don't think you should go chasing the threat. Many of us guys, we let our macho tendencies get in the way, but again, if you practice, you realize you should not go searching through the house. If your family is secure and you know for a fact they're secure on the second floor, you should wait for the threat to try to come to you. And what I'm talking about in my case, a set of stairs, which is the perfect spot. If someone is coming up, that's the spot that they are going to most likely be in a problem if they were coming up my stairs, because there's nowhere for them to go. They can't go sideways. If they're coming up, they're coming into gunfire. If they go down, I have two extremely vicious, well-trained dogs that'll be, wouldn't have let them in the house in the first place, but they're pretty much trapped once they got on my staircase. That's the bottom line on that. But anyway, just a quick video. Let me know what your thoughts are on this. Again, I'm aware of the adrenaline and the extreme stress and the grogginess that we'll be under if it's 3 o'clock in the morning and you're in a deep REM sleep. It's going to, you might not think of these at all. But I guess it doesn't hurt. What's the point? If you have a bedside drawer, if you forget them, then you forget them, and then you just have your guns and your lights and everything else that we keep for bedside protection. But what if you don't forget them, and what if you stick them on and you're able to amplify all the sounds? So please leave your comments below. Let me know what you think about having electronic earmuffs in your bedside table for a home defense situation. Thanks very much, and please like and subscribe. Thank you.